Good morning, everyone. Thank you for meeting with me again today. Let's begin by getting into the mindful body. Strong and straight, flexible. And inhaling deeply. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest as we continue to breathe. Let the belly expand. And taking several deep breaths together in silence, noticing the body, noticing the breath. Checking where your feet make contact with the floor or mattress and your sits bones. And stretching up your spine a little bit straighter. Let's inhale deeply. Notice the torso expanding, relaxing the belly. And again. Let's begin by cycling through some other anchors, listening for the sounds within and then without. Maybe we're hearing our tummy gurgles or our chair fidgeting. Maybe your joints have little cracks and pops, or you can hear yourself breathing. And just bringing our focus right to these tiny minutiae of our body that we rarely slow down to pay attention to. All the while breathing deeply. Perhaps as we listen, we're losing focus. In that case, as we inhale, remind ourselves of the body's relaxation and strength and the cycle, the flow of this. The lift on the inhale and the relax and release upon the exhale. It's an involuntary cycle that we take for granted, except for right now, as we practice marveling at the wonder of this body as it moves through space and time. I'm just marveling at the fact that we share this with so many people, so many life forms. In a way, the mindfulness of the breath is similar to like a mass group experience. For example, I was out watching the solstice on Monday last. And I really, really enjoyed myself because I had this feeling that there were a lot of people out there doing this with me. Now, maybe I was making that up, the sense of connection to so many other people. Or maybe I just knew it was happening, and so I felt it. And whatever the case is, however you explain that, it was real to me, this sense of powerful connection with millions and millions of people noticing us revolving through space and how we take that for granted and how wonderful it was to feel humble and awestruck in the presence of millions of people all feeling the same way. It was a marvelous event. And so we can tap into that same communal essence in our breath meditation. allowing each breath to suffuse us with a sense of gratitude and wonder. And as we exhale, releasing the things that don't serve. Stretching out our listening to hear sounds in our practice room and beyond. Just at the point in my neck of the woods where I can hear the birds outside. I think I commented on that last week. Let's scan through the body, noticing any places where we are holding stiffness, tension, pain, and any emotions related to that pain, frustration, despair, impatience, and just noticing how our body is making us feel right now. Worry if we have a problem we can't fix. Let's begin by directing our awareness to the bottoms of our feet and just notice the physical sensations of what we are touching. Observing the feeling of my feet sitting inside my house slippers. And perhaps you're able to notice the feeling of your blankets in bed or wherever you happen to be sitting. Directing our awareness further up the body, sending our awareness up through the calves and knees and thighs. And just noticing any places where we have aches and pains and pausing there to take a few deep breaths. For me, it's my back, so I'm just going to head a little bit higher. Let's notice the abdomen, releasing the belly, noticing the sits bones if you're sitting, standing, lying, noticing where you make contact with whatever is supporting you. Just taking a few deep breaths, sitting with any pain we may be experiencing. Noticing the associated emotions that can make the pain worse, frustration and worry. And just calling those to mind if we do experience pain. Taking several deep breaths to sit with those difficult feelings. Visualizing white light and love suffusing through any sore body parts we may be encountering along our journey. Envision a white light enveloping us in a blanket of softness and ease and clarity and cleansing. And allow this white light to sparkle and spiral up the torso. As we continue to breathe, noticing the rise and fall of the chest. Relaxing any tension we may be holding in the hands and belly. Relaxing the face. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I see this kind of scowl, and I would like my default expression to be the wonder and joy I feel when I'm sitting in meditation practice. And I'm going to work on making that happen in practice. And of course, during the week when I'm not sitting in practice, then bringing my mind back to these beautiful moments together with you. And allowing the memory of this time in practice to dissolve whatever scowl or worry might be turning my face down instead of up. Perhaps we would like our default response to the world to be one of wonder and joy and acceptance instead of suspicion and worry and fearfulness. So let's call that to mind now in practice. What do I want to share with the world? What do I want to share with strangers? I want to be an open and loving presence. You can repeat after me if you like, or just silently. It is my intention to be an open, loving, and forgiving presence to myself, to my family, to my friends, to my colleagues, and to all strangers who encounter me, whether in person, on the road, on the internet. It is my intention to be a loving, forgiving, open, and generous presence. It is my intention to continue inspiring myself to be loving, to let go of what doesn't serve, it is my intention to be an inspiration to myself for how I can be loving and kind, patient, forbearing, wise. It is my intention to be an inspiration to others, to put this foot forward before all else. And in doing so, I nourish its capacity and space within me. I leave less space for the other stuff when I nourish this. And so together, let's commit to spiraling upward and outward in joy, in love, in forgiveness. This is not a naive view of the world, denying the horror that exists around us, the difficulty we face in small interactions and worldly interactions between nations. This is our commitment to doing what we can from the inside out. In spite of the world around us. Let's commit to manifesting this highest and best this week. Let's commit to forgiving ourselves and starting again when we make a mistake, when we are off the mark. reminding ourselves that each breath and each thought is the opportunity for a new beginning. A new beginning where we can think, speak, and act according to our highest goals and values. And accepting that this is the journey. We don't get there. We are going to be doing this course correction until the end. And just noticing that with gratitude for the humility it continues to force upon us, this constant course correction, constant error, and turning away from it to highest and best. It helps keep us humble off of any high horse. And what a great blessing that is. So if you're feeling frustrated that you're just not there yet, that this is hard, welcome to the club. Be compassionate to yourself. Let's be compassionate to ourselves and to our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining me today. Wishing you a wonderful week. Please feel free to submit your intentions to me so that they can guide our subsequent practices. If you're listening to this or watching it and you would like to join our practice live, please email me at calgarymindfulness@gmail.com and I will forward you our digital link. I will be setting up an in-person practice pretty soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting with you there too, if possible. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.